Problems like this can be wordy and tricky, so let's just read it very carefully. F of x equals x minus 2 cubed. All right, if you just pause right there and think, oh, I know what this looks like, then you can probably do some stuff where you're sliding the graph around and you're like, oh, well, that's a cubic function, and it has a horizontal shift here, and you could graph this and find that. But that's actually not the point. So we know what it looks like just by looking at it. We know what a cubic function is. We know the shift that takes place. But that's not necessarily the point. Let's keep reading. They told us what f is. And they said g is f of x plus k. Well, what's k? Well, actually, that's what they want to know. So g is another function that used f to define it. So they gave us a function, and then they said, now you just met a function, now meet this other function, and this other function is going to be made up of this stuff and then a little bit more. Okay, it is known that g of 6 equals negative 125, find k. So let's do it. I'm just going to grab any color pen I have in front of me. Let's use black. And I'm going to just start writing stuff down. So to be honest, the first time I saw a problem like this, I kind of stammered for a minute and I thought, oh, what do I do? And if you're stuck, start writing or just start thinking. But to me, I just started writing. And I'm like, okay, g of 6. What do I know about g of 6? Well, I know it equals negative 125. And if you want to put that, you can. But I'm going to start digging into some other knowledge I have about g of 6. Okay, cool, let's do that. So g of x, let's take a x, no x, let's put 6 instead. We're going to have f of 6, because my input is 6, right? Plus k. And we don't have to get into all the specifics of, well, does this shift this way and that shift this way and this, no. This is a problem not so much about shifting, it sort of is, but it's really a problem about, can you deal with functions when they give them to you in these crazy ways that look like you're talking about shifting, and you kind of are, but not really. Okay, so this is equal to negative 125. Well, what in the world am I going to do with this thing? How in the world? I'm glad you asked. Okay, stop. I've done everything I can do with g of 6. I don't have a clue what I'm going to do with that guy right there. But there's a mess right here, and we're going to clean it up. And it's this. The f function has an input of 6 plus k. So my input is 6 plus k. So I'm going to have 6 plus k minus 2, and it's cubed. Like, whoa, what? All right. This is the input of my f function. The input goes in the place of x. Let's pull the red pen out. This goes in the place of x. And I knocked the paper crooked for emphasis. So x minus 2. No, not x. 6 plus k minus 2. And now it's cubed, and it's equal to negative 125. Okay, now we're getting somewhere. We have a couple like terms. 6 minus 2 is 4, so 4 plus k to the third is equal to negative 125. At this point, we will need to find the cube root of negative 125, and I'm just going to go ahead and blurt it out. If I cube rooted this side to solve it, I'd cube root this side, and a number times itself again would give me negative 125. I don't want to give it away, but I just said I would blurt it, so here goes. 4 plus k equals, okay, negative times a negative is a positive, times a negative would give me a negative, so I know it's negative. 5 times 5 is 25, times 5 is 125, so negative 5. And at this point, you can just solve. So final answer, k equals, you subtract 4, and you get negative 9. And it works. It works. So if you want to put it in the context of like shifting things, you can. I think we've done all the algebra we need to do. Let's do another one that's kind of similar, and you'll see where this is going in just a second. So, well, hopefully you've already seen where this is going. You can do this one. It's just a little bit more complicated because it has a little minus 2 dangling around at the end. So f of x equals this. Good to know. And g is equal to f of x minus k. Still want to know k. So g is defined using f, and it's known that g of 7 is 623. Okay, well, if you're stuck, even though we just did one just almost exactly like it, just start writing. G of 7 is 623 equals 623, but I'm not. I'm going to take that 7, and it's going to be my input for x into the g function. So 7 equals f of 7 minus k. So f of 7 minus k, that's equal to 623. That's good to know. 623. And we are going to take this, let's do that red underlining thing again. F of 7 minus k, well this is my input, and my input is x. So we're going to have 7 minus k plus 3, all to the 4th power, minus 2. There's a little bit extra on this one, but we can do it, right? Okay, we're going to add 2 to both sides. That gives me 625. And we have something to the 4th power, 7 minus k plus 3. And so we have 7 plus 3, that's 10. So 10 minus k. And we will now take the 4th root. If you don't know this one off the top of your head, that's okay. You can take roots in Desmos, specific roots. There's a menu option for it. You'll see it. Click the little keyboard and you scroll down, you'll see a little symbol with a root, but it's got a little bubble in the front, a little box, you can fill it in. So the 4th root of 625 is 5, because 5 times 5 times 5 times 5 is 625. And at this point, you're just going to solve it. So I'm going to actually add the k, which gives me k on this side, subtract the 5, gives me 5, which we could sort of do in our head, because it's like 10 minus something gives me 5. There we go.